Is there ever a situation where you look at, I mean, there's the obvious of, you know, your quarterback situation, right? For you, you've had in 5 years, what is it, 4 to 5 different quarterbacks? Ritter, you had Kirko, you had
Matty Ice. Now you got Penix.
so
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota. Damn,
that's
that
my guy.
is, yeah.
so even with that, like how do you find a common ground, you know what I'm saying, for that?
It's obviously tough. This is my first year going into a quarterback that's I played with previously.
Okay.
So this will be the first time.
Wow.
So OTAs and all the camp will go into it with not a new relationship, but something that we're building on.
Building, yeah.
So it's been tough. It's been different, but all those guys bring something different to the game.
Yeah.
And I appreciate all of them. All of them taught me something different. So I'm excited for Mike, and it's gonna be a good year.
But with that,
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your dog, Toddy, checking in with a video. Hey, we got our guy, Kyle Pitts, here, appearing on Cam Newton's podcast, 4th and 1. The link to Cam's podcast will be in the description. Make sure that if you're not already sub, go over there and sub, and also check out the entire episode. Kyle Pitts, speaking on his quarterback situation since he has been in Atlanta, he mentioned it's obviously been tough. He mentioned that twice. It's obvious it is obviously been tough. He also said it's been different. Now we drafted Kyle number 4 overall, of course, in the 2021 NFL draft, the highest tight end ever drafted in the NFL history. And with that came lofty, huge expectations. Year 1 with Matt Ryan, it appeared that those expectations could possibly be met, but Matt Ryan did not stay here for Kyle's second year. And as Kyle Pitts is saying in this interview with Cam Newton, every single year has been a different quarterback. Now Kyle is going into his 5th year in the NFL this upcoming season. He's had 5 different quarterbacks. As they just talked about during that segment we just watched. You start off with Matt Ryan, then you go to Marcus Mariota, you eventually get to Desmond Ritter, then you get to Kirk Cousins, then you eventually get to Michael Penix Jr. Now, with a seasoned veteran like Matt Ryan, I'm sure that made life very easy for Kyle Pitts. Once you go to a Marcus Mariota and the offense changed drastically, we really went to a running a tight formation offense, and we basically were just running the ball. I think we ran the ball almost 60% of the time that year with Marcus Mariota when he was the starting quarterback. And based on our salary cap situation and the person that we had at quarterback, we were doing the best with what we had. That was not conducive to a player of Kyle Pitts' skill set. He's a pass catching tight end, so I'm sure that was a very big change that he eventually had to adjust to. Eventually, Desmond Ritter came to the fold for a short period of time. Of course, he not a great thrower of the football himself. We eventually pick up Kirk Cousins in free agency, and when we got Kirk, we had the expectations to do a lot more in offense, to really open up the playbook. And I will say this. There was a string of games. There was like 4 or 5 games last year when Kirk was playing where Kyle Pitts was playing outstanding football. He had one game against Tampa where he had a 2-touchdown game. He was putting up 70 yards here, 90 yards here, 90 yards here. So he had about a 4 or 5 games right continuous after one another where he was just playing great football. I was like, okay, man, Kirk Cousins has unlocked Kyle Pitts, and we see the potential with Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts. And then based on what Kirk Cousins said, he got hurt the New Orleans game, and Kirk Cousins had a 5-game stretch where he just played absolutely terrible football. horrendous football, and that really affected Kyle Pitts. If you go and you look at the game logs for last year, you will see Kyle Pitts getting great production during that 45 game sample size, and then once Kirk Cousins went into his slump, went into his drought, Kyle Pitts' production just fell totally off the map because the quarterback's production fell totally off the map. And once Michael Penix came in the final 3 games, Kyle Pitts' production really didn't pick up any. Now, granted, him and Penix only had 3 games to play with one another, but Kyle Pitts, he's being candid in this interview with Cam Newton. He's saying, "Look, it's been tough. You know, I'm having to build chemistry every single year with a different quarterback. You know, different variations of the offense. So you know that does make life tough on me. It makes life different on me. And you know, if I'm being objective as a Falcons fan, I can understand it. I can definitely understand that. Also, 2 different offensive coordinators. You know, so there really has not been any stability at the most important position since Kyle Pitts has been drafted here. And now, as Kyle Pitts mentioned, this is the first time that he's going to have a complete circle of an off season with the same quarterback. He ended last year with Michael Penix. He's going to start this year with Michael Penix. And we've also saw on social media a few photographs of them out spending some time with each other. So hopefully they're making the most of that this off season, spending a lot of time with each other and continuing to build that chemistry. Kyle Pitts is in his 5th-year option this season. Whether the Falcons will extend this contract, I'm sure a lot of that will have to do with how he plays this season. So this will be a very pivotal season for Kyle Pitts, based on the kind of money that he will command. If he has a breakout season or a breakout year, I'm sure the Falcons will want to bring him back, and they're going to have to pay a lot of money to get him back. Good thing about that is we will have a lot of money next offseason. So, you know, we will be able to do that if we do choose to do that. But I am hoping that Michael Penix can really unlock Kyle Pitts. I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of leaning more on the side of keeping Kyle Pitts. You know, I know there's been some rumors out there about trading him and whatnot. You know, somebody brings the right deal to the table and it makes a lot of sense for the Falcons. Of course, I'm with it. But I think right now, as I record this, I'm leaning more on the side of keeping Kyle Pitts. I do like the opportunity to surround our young quarterback with a lot of familiar options. And that's going to be one benefit that he will have. Drake London's coming back. Darnell Mooney's coming back. Kyle Pitts is coming back. Bijan Robinson is coming back. So I like the idea of you know, familiar surroundings for Michael Penix Jr. And Kyle sounded very confident toward the end of that video we watched. He said, "Hey, this year is going to be a good year." You know, he pretty much said, I'm paraphrasing, you know, it's going to be good with Michael Penix, and this year will be a good year. So I'm very interested. I'm anticipating to see what the Michael Penix Jr. and Kyle Pitts connection will look like. But again, Kyle Pitts coming out, being honest, and I love the transparency. He's admitting, yeah, it's been tough, man. It's been different. It's been tough. Understandably so. So I want y'all to do me a favor. Tell me, what do you think about Kyle Pitts' comments about the quarterback situation in Atlanta being tough for him, being different for him? Do you understand where Kyle Pitts is coming from with the quarterback carousel that he's had to deal with, you know, his entire career with the Falcons? Or are you on the side of the fence of, hey, man, you got drafted 4th overall. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is out there. We need you to come out there. We need you to perform better than you have these last 4 seasons with Atlanta. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to comment, and let's chop it up in the comment section and discuss this. And until next time, I'll see y'all. The next time I see y'all, I'm out of here. Go.